Hey everyone! I was looking to get into covering older Sims 4 expansions and realized I hadn't played with the detective career in a long time. Is that because it's bad? I don't really remember. So I signed up as a cadet in Sims PD to find out. Get to Work's main draw is these 3 active careers that let you follow your sim to work and do things a detective, scientist, or doctor might do, like freeze people or torture. For now, I gotta get ready for that first shift with a typical detective bath, poo with my pants on, and fish tacos for breakfast. And that's what I call a great start to the day. Of course I want to follow him to work, that's the whole point, thanks. Look at me, I'm a cadet now. My sim looks great, but the police department doesn't. I can see right away that we're underfunded. I'm supposed to get a case assignment from a computer, but they're all being used. Nancy Landgrab works here as a receptionist, but I also know she's a sorcerer, and I know this because she practices magic when I visit the magic realm, so she shouldn't really need this to solve crimes. So we'll kick her off. Out of the way with you. I get a case assignment and it tells me to travel using the crime map. I remember this thing right away. At least I know this much. I'm whisked away to a residence and I have no idea what crime has happened here. I get a statement from a witness through this here fence, and the objective is to get clues and evidence. This gramophone seems to have been smashed, which is definitely the work of a deranged mind. I get a photo of the damage, but I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be a picture of that female cop's ass. Exploring the house, there are a few other broken items, including the living room TV. The cost of damage must be in the dozens. The place was vandalized, that much is clear. From the looks of it, a pack of thug toddlers. Thus far, I'm surprised someone stood around and painted all this despite our ability to instantly teleport to the crime scene. See, I do sometimes read my own work to help me remember stuff. I saw my own wise words to get more clues before leaving the scene, as the objectives have you do the bare minimum. You'll have an easier time solving the case with more clues. My sim gets a witness statement, then enjoys a nice glass of fresh milk. We return to the station where I'm instructed to use the lab to analyze those photos and fingerprints I got. I'm kind of annoyed. I want to go fast and I have to work 2 days before I can get a promotion. I mean, I knew this was coming. I was gonna get that criminal toddler, but now I'm off to do grunt work. It takes me a minute to figure out where the booking station is. They have the suspects in a cell here, and they haven't been frisked yet. I've watched a lot of Law and Order, and I know it's bad police work to let a suspect get behind you before you've patted them down. This is super dangerous. What do you know, he had a hammer on him. I guess I got lucky today. The wife is going to be upset with him. I'm just kidding, he doesn't have one. I book a couple suspects and then I'm told to talk to the chief. I guess I'm gonna get chewed out for that slip up back in booking. Nope, instead I struggle to figure out what it means by talk to the chief. I forgot this sim was a celebrity. I finally figure out it's a dumb problem that everyone who starts this career will have. It was in friendly, but we hadn't met yet, so it didn't appear. I think my sim's gonna enjoy working here. The chief is really chill. This sim now has 3 days before the next shift, so I have him learn a little charisma and logic. The detective career has like no skill requirements, but they can come into play. I confess I used a time cheat and he peed himself. On to the next shift. Immediately on arriving to the lot, he has filled the performance bar but isn't done with the tutorial. I need to go on patrol. Ooh, does that mean I get to drive around slowly and give people suspicious looks? Nope, you need to use the police bulletin board and it'll send you to a totally random neighborhood. I'm pretty sure I got the worst one. I'm supposed to watch for crime, but there isn't even anyone around at first. After a time, they spawn in, but it's mostly angry people. I was sure I wasn't going to find anyone to give a ticket to, and then this happened. Yeah, this guy's gonna get put away for a long time. What's the law handbook say on this one? 2 to 5 years? Oh, no, I ticket him for apparently knocking over the trash can. He assaulted me, but water under the bridge. I return to the station where it tells me to issue an APB on the suspect. I guess from the first case, to be honest, I have no idea what's going on. I checked the handy dandy notebook and it tells me to watch for a female young adult in jeans and a blouse. Oh, that should basically point to like every female I see then. In the bar, I have a moral dilemma. It would appear this is the suspect. Or this. Or this. I mean, what is a blouse really? Like anything that isn't a t-shirt, apparently. I figure this one isn't, and this one doesn't fit the description I see on Google, so let's go with the one that has all of those factors and arrest her. I put her in cuffs and book her, then give her an autograph, but am unable to lock her back up for whatever reason. At the end of that shift, it seemed the tutorial is nearly over for me because I'm promoted to officer. I don't get anything interesting. New clothes allow my sim to be a total tool and dress like a cop all day long. On his third day on the beat, it seems he finally has a little more autonomy. I need to take a case assignment from the computer, then travel to the crime scene. At first, I can't find anything wrong. The black marks on the floor seem to give you some idea there's a clue nearby, but looking for clues didn't seem to make anything special appear at this time. In general, it seemed I need to look for electronics. I forgot this sim has the klepto trait, so I let him scratch the itch while everyone else is busy. I'm a celebrity klepto cop now, I guess. Upstairs, there's a lot more evidence to gather. Everything Sims can actually interact with is burned out. So we have an arson. I get about 6 clues, take witness reports, and engage with my fan base before heading back to process all the info I gathered. My analysis failed at the computer, so this is where logic comes into play for detectives. It's gonna help those failure rates, even if you don't need it for promotions. In order to get the next promotion, I have to go on patrol again. I sigh and proceed to load into another massive area. Sims 4 feels bigger when you're looking for criminals. Just assume everyone's a criminal. It seems to work. I watched these two get in a fight, but I guess they'll get away with it because the work shift is ending and my obligations to the citizens ends the moment my shift is over. This is probably why my sim isn't in a hurry. I came nowhere near enough job experience to get a promotion despite fulfilling both tasks. I guess this is one of those slower careers. Even if I had been focused the whole time, it wouldn't have been enough as far as I can tell. On day 4, he gets a ton of experience just working on the previous case, the arson. The cross-reference police database objective keeps coming up and it fills the meter most of the way. When I add the clues to the police bulletin board, we get a very clear picture of who our suspect must be. A townie. A filthy townie. I head to the park and put an APB on this abomination. Red hair, a jacket, and shorts. It sounds like a townie, alright. And I discover this townie playing chess. That's our suspect, for sure. I sign an autograph and book his ass. Back at the station, I get to do my first interrogation. It's actually a decent system. You have a meter showing how close they are to cracking. You can do the bad cop thing and beat on the desk if you pick crazy cop, and I like that option. This freaks him out and greatly increases the meter. At that point, I just show him the cuffs and he realizes he's done for. I'm a super cop. He confesses right away. Time to see the chief. He's very clearly busy selling hand sanitizer on eBay. I commandeer his computer to file my report. Shh, I'm working. The next case is more interesting. There's clearly been a murder. When people lose their shoes, it's usually a very bad sign. I discover the search for clues makes things like this appear. It just wasn't showing anything in the first house. I failed to steal a gnome, but no one cares. It just dings my reputation a little. I would later return to the crime scene to get the damn thing. Rummaging in their trash reveals that everything they buy is gluten-free. That or it never had gluten in the first place and it's just marketing. It's hard to say. With all this evidence, I'm ready to return to the station and analyze all of it from my failed gnome steal case. I can't queue up more than one analysis, but can on the computer. This is an inconsistency we'll never be able to explain. Here at Sims PD, we only do the bare minimum. So despite my quite decent clues, we call it a day and hone our logic skills to help improve analysis and carve out more time for Blick Block on the Chief's sweet gaming PC. The following day, I'm working hard on the case, but the game doesn't seem to care if I solve it or not. I march to the beat of my own drum. Told you we're underfunded. Anyway, I have enough clues to find my perp, a woman in a tank top and jeans with gray hair who is a hothead. I use get to know a couple times and her short temper is quickly revealed. This must be what it's like to be Steven Seagal. Showing the perps evidence is the best way to go when it comes to enticing them to confess. We lack a judge, but we don't tell them about this and rely entirely on confessions signed under duress and without an attorney present. One more goes off to Sims prison, which is also pretend. It occurs to me I don't even know what that lady did. I don't know what any of them did. I suppose it's just minor vandalism and we send them off to a black hole to serve their sentences without a fair trial. Hello, Sims 911. What is your mild inconvenience? Your gnome's missing, huh? Well, someone will be right over. The next morning, I learned the chief's definitely about ready for retirement. He's talking to a chair while I work on solving crimes, using the previous case as evidence. My next APB is an empty lot, which someone has, again, vandalized. This toddler gang's getting bold, and my specialty in blood spatter analysis is being totally wasted. So you mean to tell me all three of you were witnesses, and you were here to see this? Here? Never mind, doesn't matter, we're a horrible precinct. I mean, I used evidence from the previous case to prosecute this one, and the evidence I gather here will be used on the next one. At least we know they're always criminals, or at least we're taking townies off the street. Don't you tell me what I need to lose sleep over. I'm loading up Desert Bloom Park and realize that the game very often does this. My sim and the perp are the only ones on the lot, so I know who it is right away. Just pause, have a look, and when you have enough clues, it's obvious. Lock them up. I'm in the middle of interrogation and about to get a signed confession when my shift ends, and the game whisks me back home. No, I mean, I don't care if they don't. That townie will be there tomorrow anyway. No judge, no bail. But seriously, I realize I've experienced most of what Detective has to offer, so I did a bit of jumping to see the rest of the rewards. It's a bit disappointing. You basically get the assets they used to make the police station. I mean, except for the gnome and the lamp. You'll be able to recreate it down to the cells if you want, as these special bars exist to let you kind of make one. I mean, it's not up to me to judge what you do in your basement. Ultimately, Detective is a bit of fun. I did enjoy myself, but it's tuned in a strange way that seems to require 2 shifts to get promoted each time. 2 per shift is about expected at a high level, just not for level 1 and 2. My theory is they wanted to make sure they had room for the tutorial. Detective is not a bad career at all and has some decent gameplay, but I can see it getting repetitive after a while. You can send your sim to work alone to take a break from it every now and then, but you can't make up for the utter lack of interesting rewards. Anyone who builds has access to all this through by debug anyway, and there aren't any new functions I could see. Is there some great benefit to Detective I'm missing? Let us know. Liking my work helps my channel grow, and if you really like it, you can use the Patreon link in the description. I'll be back with more. I don't expect this level of distraction to get much better right now, at least for a while, but my solution is to try to do ideas I get a kick out of for now. Sometimes that is a big 30-minute video, but for now I just didn't feel like it. Alright, thank you for watching and stay safe everyone.